and welcome back to the reading vlog. It's been a minute. I just haven't felt very creative. Haven't gotten good footage the past week. And sometimes that's how it goes. Sometimes things are shitty and you just have to scrap it and start over, and that's what I've done. And so now it's the reading vlog. Goose has decided that now is the time to eat. He's had all day to eat his food, but he's decided that right now is the time that he's chosen to eat. So hi, and welcome back. It is Friday. I'm a little bit late in starting this. I had a super wild day yesterday, and so I just didn't get to film this. So here's what we're reading this weekend, what we're doing this weekend. So it's Friday afternoon. Richie and I may go doodle around tonight. I'm not 100% sure about that. My friend Travis is coming over tomorrow. He's had a rough week. Anyway, so my friend Travis is coming to visit. We're going to doodle around town tomorrow. We're going to go to McKay's, as we do. Might go to Bookmarks. Who knows? Listen, February has been a very exciting book month. I have some exciting things coming in the mail. My UK copy of The Tainted Cup by Robert Jackson Bennett is in the mail, and I got 2 very cool book mails this week. So let me show you what I got this week. Last weekend, I was scrolling through TikTok and I followed this bookshop called The Dog-Eared Book. And they're a bookstore in Palmyra, New York, I think. I like to follow them because she posts these new Book Tuesday things, and so it's kind of like what her store has ordered for books for the week and what has come out. And she posted that she has a special section on her website for books that are signed. And so I have a signed book thing. I love a signed book. And so I went to look, and she had a signed copy of Destroy the Day by Bridget Kimmer. And this was what I read last weekend or the weekend before in the deleted video. I'm not sure that this made it to YouTube. It may have. I don't know. Anyways, so I got a signed copy of this, and now I need to put this on my bookshelf. So, and this, I love these covers. They're iridescent. They shine. They're great. This is a chunky book. How many pages was this? Because this is the biggest one in the series. 550 pages, just about. So, I got this from The Dog-Eared Book. There's their thing. She might still have some copies. She only had a couple left when I ordered. So, if you're interested in getting a signed copy of this book, I would recommend checking there. But very excited to have this. The other thing that came in the mail today, this is one that I pre-ordered with one of my Barnes & Noble gift cards. So I'm very excited to have this. And the other thing that's a little bit weird about this, I've been so excited about this, but this is the first book by this author that I am going to read. It's the only one by this author that is mildly interesting to me, and that is Bride by Ali Hazelwood, and this is also a signed copy. And I don't think that these, they're not coming out. My dog is making so much noise. They're not coming out in hardback, so because it's a romance, they usually do paperbacks. But I'm very excited to have this beautiful copy of Bride. I'm a little concerned about some of the things that I've heard about this, especially, I have no idea what people are talking about when they're talking about the Omega-verse. I don't know what that is. I don't know that I want to know. I am curious, and this is what I think is my first Omega-verse novel. So we'll see. So those are the books that I got last week. Actually, I'm not sure if I showed you all. I haven't even shown you these books, I don't think. Okay, so I went to Barnes & Noble a couple of weeks ago, and they had this. A Vicious Game by Melissa Blair. This is the third book in her series. I got this 2 weeks before it was supposed to come out. I should not have bought this, okay? Because Barnes & Noble should not be putting out books early. And they're doing these authors a disservice. But I saw it and I have been so excited about this, and so I bought it. So, very excited to have this. Then, while I was at that same Barnes & Noble, I saw this for half off, and I was like, okay, I gotta have it. So, bought this. Then, I was at McKay's a couple of weekends ago, and I was in the YA section, and I saw this. This is the Owl Crate edition of Legendborn, and it is signed. So now I have a signed copy of Legendborn and a signed copy of Bloodmarked. Very excited about this. So these are recent purchases that I purchased in February, you know, since I've been away. This is what I've bought. So not too bad, not too extravagant. But anyways, okay, so let's talk about reading vlog. Let's talk about what I'm going to read this weekend. So currently I'm working on the audiobook for The Weight of Blood by Tiffany Jackson. And it's a horror. I think that it's a Carrie retelling outside of my normal genre, but I'm trying something new. So that's very exciting. I've only read 2 other books so far this month. I'm having kind of a slow reading month. Things are not going great. I've only read Blood Debts by Terry Benton Walker, and I read Bad Feminist by Roxane Gay. I really enjoyed Bad Feminist. It was really great. It was really wonderful to hear someone who is, you know, author, public figure, sort of. Roxane Gay is very active on Twitter. But it was really refreshing to hear her talk about like all of the things that she enjoys, even though like it's not something a perfect feminist would enjoy, and like how she struggles with them and she still enjoys them, and how she just thinks of herself as a bad feminist and as an imperfect person, and that people are imperfect and they're going to be imperfect, and that it's okay to make mistakes. And it was just really refreshing to hear someone talk about like pop culture and how they like to watch trashy TV and they actually enjoy it, but how it's like at odds with feminism. And I really thought that was wonderful. And Roxane Gay is a phenomenal writer. So if that is a subject that interests you, I highly suggest you check out anything by Roxane Gay. I've read 2 books of hers now. I have a 3rd on my list of books that I want to read. Actually a 4th. Yeah, the subject matter is heavy. I would check trigger warnings and that kind of thing. She doesn't pull any punches. But it was a really, really phenomenal book. And Blood Debts was also really good. I enjoyed it. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue, but a ton of stuff happened in that book, and it had good representation. So anyway, so that's what I've read this week. I'm working on The Weight of Blood by Tiffany Jackson. I desperately need to get through some arcs. I am working on Lore of the Wilds and That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Human. So I think those are going to be the 3 books that I'm going to focus on this weekend. As always, there's plenty of stuff to do around the house. And yeah, so I'm gonna go do some stuff around the house, and I will be back when there's more to update on the reading. Hello. Welcome back to the reading vlog. It is Sunday, and I have some books and a reading update for you. I realized that my channel is called Sarah Buys Books, but I really need to stop. I did get some good deals, so let's discuss. So this one I got new from Bookmarks. It's like 20 bucks. And it's called Forager Field Notes for Surviving a Family Cult. Very excited for this. Love a cult story. And it's a memoir. It's another nonfiction. So this will do really well for my goal of reading more nonfiction this year. So got this. Okay, kind of not super exciting. I did get a copy of Vespertine by Margaret Rogerson. I really like Margaret Rogerson. I found this at McKay's. This was like $10. And once I read this, this will complete my Margaret Rogerson collection. I will have all of her books. So that's why I picked this up. It's a hardback first edition. It matches the rest. So who knows when I'll actually get to read this. Okay, 2 books that I'm very excited that I found a copy of. I found this one at McKay's. I found the Fairy Loot edition of Defy the Night by Bridget Kemmerer. This is signed. So I have 3 signed. Oh, it has reverse dust jacket art. I have 3 signed Bridget Kemmerer books now. This one has a reverse dust jacket art. I'm assuming that that is Weston Lark and Tess. So that's pretty cool. Oh, it has a hole in the middle of it. That's great. But I did buy it used for like $10. And I really enjoyed this series. So, you know, just another little item to add to my collection.
I found this on the web for sale. Check it out.
Okay, so found this, $12. And then what I'm very, very excited about, I have not started this series, and this is book 3 in a series. But I found this copy of Ever Found by Neil Shusterman. This is the Skinjacker series, which sounds awful, which Neil Shusterman is great at awful. But this is signed. So very excited about that. And I really, really enjoy Neil Shusterman's books. So this is just one that I'll have to read now. So I'm pretty excited about that. Any minute now, I should be getting my package from Waterstones. Actually, it should be delivered. Let me go check the mail. Okay. So my Waterstones package arrived. That was a good one. I have to hold it this way. My friend Molly fusses at me for accidentally showing you all my mailing address. It is more beautiful than I could have imagined. Oh, I am so glad I got the UK copy. Wow. So I got the UK copy of The Tainted Cup by Robert Jackson Bennett. Got this. It's beautiful. Nothing fun on the naked hardback, but that's okay. Yeah. So the UK cover was okay, but this this more accurately sums up the book to me than the US cover. The US cover is kind of bland compared to this beautifulness. There's like these cool lanterns and these weird mushrooms, and oh, this was good. This was so good. So in my to be filed away pile. Okay. Those are all of the books that I have amassed this weekend. Let's talk about what I read. I was reading The Weight of Blood by Tiffany Jackson. That's where I started this, because I started that on Thursday. So I finished it. It was incredible. The audiobook was really, really good. I will say, I do think that this one is one that not everybody's going to enjoy, because there's this element of like different types of storytelling going on. So it's told from the perspectives of the people who lived the event. It's told from the perspective of people in the future, and from a podcast, which is like all happening kind of simultaneously in the future and in the past. So you're kind of all over the place timeline wise, but it makes sense when you're listening to the book or reading the book. But I can see how this one wouldn't be for everyone. I will say the ending was brutal. It was tough to listen to. Like, it really was. And I think that Tiffany Jackson did such a good job with like exploring the different characters and like the different types of people and how they would react differently, and like this kind of like Southern, small, racist, sundown town type deal happening. It was really, really good. And yeah, I was so angry, like while I was listening to the ending of it. I was like, and it was, I almost cried. It was really good. It was a really great book. And if you are into horror, if you liked Carrie, this is a Carrie retelling. Lightly. I don't really know what happened in Carrie. I've never read that one. But anyways, it was great. I really enjoyed it. I have now started The Scourge Between the Stars by Ness Brown. This is a short like science fiction novella, and I have some stuff that I have to do today, so I'm hoping that I'll be able to get it done because it's short. And I read the first 5% of Lore of the Wilds. I'm intrigued. I'm curious, but that's kind of all there is to report. I have mostly just played Zelda during the time that I could be like sitting down and physically reading. So my latest like Zelda obsession has become a problem because I can't read. But anyways, so that's where I'm at reading wise. That's where I'm at book buying wise. You know, in March we may need to put ourselves in a little book buying ban because things are getting out of hand. But we'll see. My stack of books that I need to put away is never ending. So, you know. Anyways, I'll be back when I have more to update about the reading and such. I'm back. It's now time to wrap up the reading vlog. Ooh, but first, hang on. Look, I finally finished the baby quilt that I have been working on forever. It's finally done. So very excited about that. That quilt allowed me to finish another book and start another one. So, okay, let's go over everything I read this weekend. I read The Weight of Blood by Tiffany Jackson. Really enjoyed that. Outside of my normal genre, kind of fantasy horror. It was really good. Really enjoyed the audiobook. I started Lore of the Wilds. I haven't done any more. Haven't read any more of Lore of the Wilds. So, womp womp. And I managed to start and finish The Scourge Between Stars by Ness Brown. That was like a novella, a sci-fi novella. I really enjoyed that. It was really nice to have like a short story kind of happen, and it was like fast-paced, like really ramped up. It resolved. It was a really good short science fiction novella. I really enjoyed it. So, and then I've started and I'm 60% of the way through Percy Jackson and the Olympians, The Lightning Thief. So the first book in the Percy Jackson series. And I'm also like really enjoying it. The TV show did a pretty good job, I think. I started watching the TV show. I didn't finish the TV show. I don't know, TV shows are hard for me. I don't watch a lot of TV. But I am really enjoying the book, and I feel like the TV show did a pretty good job with this adaptation. I think that there were I feel like I understand the choices that they made, like character-wise and everything, and the times that they have lightly deviated, it feels like it made sense. So, anyways, that's it for the reading vlog. This was kind of a fast wrap up, but I am behind, so yeah, that's pretty much it. So I will see you in the next one. Bye.